as far as who needs to be fired, for smaller, like maybe you have a small team. Maybe you need to look at yourself. Like, what pieces of myself do I need to fire? And what do I need to hire in their place?
Constructing your life is about much more than just building a bank account. Each week, join mindset coach Austin Linney as he interviews guests who are constructing their dream lives and impacting the world around them on a daily basis. If you're an entrepreneur or wanting to start a business, or you just want to hear motivating stories of how others have overcome the odds, you are in the right place. And now for your host, Austin Linney.
Guys, we got him back. We discussed brick and mortar marketing, how to market your business. But now we're going to dive into what Chase and I really care about, which is business mindset training, using your words. I think I realize something as I get older, and I think if I had to guess, I would say that this is what most people do, especially in business. In my 20s, I just out-earned having to pay attention to anything. If I just made more money, then I wouldn't have to worry about how shitty my books are. If I just made more money, I wouldn't have to worry about how I don't feel healthy. If I just made more money, I don't have to worry that my marriage is falling apart. If I just make more money, people will like me more. Like, I think we are avoidance and then we are out earners of our problems. I think that we have that default mechanism.
Yes. And this is, there's external and there's internal personal development. And a lot of people ignore the internal. I'm a full proponent that it takes both, right? It's like the masculine and feminine, whatever you want to call it. And there's a lot of we were just talking about the big dogs in the industry. A lot of the big dogs in the motivational content space, they talk about the external a whole lot because, I mean, hey, maybe they're just really good marketers. That's what people think they want, right? That's like dude, when I have that Corvette and that 3-car garage and that in-ground pool, I'm going to be happy. Well, here's the problem. If you're looking off into the future saying, when I have this, I'm going to be happy. Well, that's the pattern you're operating in. And when you get that, you're going to go, oh, well, when I have the Ferrari and the vacation home and the private jet membership, then I'll be happy.
And here's the thing. Here's what, and this is, I love being looking at both sides of the coin. It's not to say that you won't be happy.
Oh yeah.
I've like in all seriousness, like, I'm not saying that Corvette or that boat or that trip won't make you happy. It probably will, but it's not going to make you whole.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that we are the kings and queens of avoidance, but on a level that I don't think people understand. There is anybody that's listening in your business that needs to be fired. I don't care if they're a top earner or they're your right hand. Their attitude and their performance is not what it should be. And you've made excuses and you've said reasons why you can't, and realize that every day you don't, you're eroding your own standards within inside you.
And what are you saying as a leader of a business? What are you saying by letting that continue to happen? As far as who needs to be fired, for smaller, like maybe you have a small team. Maybe you need to look at yourself. Like, what pieces of myself do I need to fire? And what do I need to hire in their place?
Yeah, that's huge, because that's the avoidance. It's as entrepreneurs, we're so excited about what we do, we never ask ourselves what we shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, pull up the tried and true important and urgent matrix. If it's not important and not urgent, stop doing it. Yeah,
and so we, and this is something I just talked about on previous podcasts. The definition of a great this so sucks. The definition of a great SMB is that it's boring as shit.
Yep.
Like, it's boring. And we let our own insecurities, our own anxiety of the business move us on to the next thing that we should be doing while we're distracting our team by focusing on this new thing. Oh, we need to be doing this. We need to be marketing here. We got to change this. When if you just let the business do its thing, it'll probably be very successful. But we're feeding our own need, our own anxiety, our own ego through the business.
100%. And this is something, in the space that I also operated in of consulting with smaller online businesses. Part of the reason that they fail to start, because they go, oh, well, this is fun. I just created a business. I created a brand. Wait, you mean I get to market and put my message out there and talk to people over and over and over and over again, and that's what my business is? No, it doesn't sound like fun. I'm going to go start something new.
Yeah. It's we have to earn the right as people to be able to make the change. And it's not until the change is needed, right? And most of the time it's probably going to come from somebody in your upper management or a spouse or somebody different than you, because when we're inside the fire, it's very hard for us to diagnose ourselves. And I think there's a lot of successful people out there, whatever you want to call them. I have a $5, $4, $6 million business that I feel like personally they're dead inside.
I've met some of them.
Met many of them.
I mean, when I do storywork coaching, those are some of my biggest clients, because people literally will accidentally lose themselves to win the rat race. And it's brutal, man.
You know what I tell the guys all the time? I don't think it's talked about enough, but I try to do it on purpose. There's things that I do. People don't. The nuance of a lot of things I do as a leader in my business, most people don't catch.
Yeah.
I tell Ryan all the time, my CEO, I'm just fertilizing the grass for you to grow it. Like I'm out there fighting the fight in the beginning. When we're doing something, and let's say it's hot, or we're like lifting a big unit, or we're loading up stuff, I look at him and I go, hey, how cool is this? How cool is this? This is like adult Legos. And like, it's not like I feel that inside. I'm not faking it. But what I'm saying is it's my reminder to them. And I just said this yesterday. We had a new hire orientation. Like, this is fun. Yeah. What we get to do is like fun. I get it. We spend most of your time with me at work, but it doesn't need to be a drudge. It doesn't need to be something that you dread. Like,
well, and there's this connotation of like work, job. I must hate my job because that's what people talk about. It's like, well, what if we enjoy it? Because I was contemplating this thought on my walk today. So apologies if it's a little off course here, and surprise.
Yeah, big surprise.
Way back when, people went and they worked all day in their fields, and they worked hard for their food, for their sustenance, right? Now, most of us don't have fields and animals. The way that we work for our food, for our sustenance, for our life is going out and working a job. And we can either go, oh man, this sucks that I have to do this, or we can recognize that it's our modern time version of like working our homestead, and we can enjoy it. We can be in the joy of what we're doing.
I love that. And here's something I want to unpack too, because I was helping a client. They're not sleeping well, they're barely eating, and they stopped running, and they were having panic attacks at work. Well, and then the excuse was, I don't have the time. I'm gonna worry about my health when I get to here, or when I get to this number. I think we all do it. And I said, if you don't make the time, you will fall apart. Period. End of story. It's not even a question. So in order for you to be the boss that you need, that's why for me, I would say my biggest journey I'm on right now is to make sure that I am in the best health I could be. Yeah. And that is my odyssey right now. It's not, let's learn more about business, because you're going to get that during doing. How many business owners out there, because this is what you specialize in, are putting their health on a back burner, and it's just killing them inside. Anxiety is, maxed out.
you have two retirement accounts. One is money and one is your body. And business owners will go out there and lease a new car every 2 years, and they will continue to grow their retirement account, and then they retire at 55, 60, 65, 70, and they go to vacation, but they can't move like they wanted to, or they can't go on those hikes or go on those walks. So like, well, I'm just old, I'm just going to go sit on the beach. Or it's not old, it's the years. It's not just the years though. It's what you did during those years. And like, where do you want to be? How do you want to enjoy your retirement? And what if you actually put the same level of thought into your physical and mental health for retirement as you're doing for your financial wealth?
Never heard of it that way. That's a change, because we put numbers on the revenue and we forget about the other stuff.
Yep.
And so for me, it's a simple motivation. I want to have kids in the near future. I need to be as healthy as I can to take them on walks and do all those things. And so whatever it is that you need to motivate you to get started, how does one even begin to turn the ship per se?
One, recognize that the reason most people don't start a journey is because we're scared of the unknown, because we only know what we stand to lose. We've never experienced the other side of that. So get really unreasonable with what the upside could be and get excited about it. And then guess what? There's going to be resistance. I can give you all the mindset tricks you want. Change your words around it. Talk about it in a better way. Regardless of what you do, your nervous system and your body is going to go, oh, hey, this isn't what we used to do. And not too long ago in human history, we used to want to just sit around the fire instead of venturing away because that was safer. So I'm going to keep you around this proverbial fire, which is your shit health, because it's safe. It's all right. You're not dead yet. And realize that it's actually better on the other side. And take a week, 2 weeks, 90 days, and stay disciplined, not motivated. That'll come and go. You'll wake up on a Monday morning after your sleep being off on the weekend, even though you know you're supposed to go to sleep at the same time every day. You say, I don't want to do it. But if you don't do it on Monday, you probably won't do it on Tuesday. And then it'll be a week, and then 2, and then 3 months. And then you'll be going, hey, Chase, help me. Just do it until you embody it. And keep it on repeat until it just becomes a habit. And then you'll look back and you'll be like, oh, wow, the last 3 months, like it wasn't a slog to go work out or go on my walk. This is crazy. It's just part of who I am now. Because for any goal to become permanent, there must be an underlying change in identity.
Perfectly said.
Do it.
Can't even add to it. So if people want to track you down, they want to find you, how would they do that?
Instagram is where I'm most active, at coach_Chase_Tolleson. Chase at chasetolleson.com, and the website is chasetolleson.com. The forward-facing brand is geared towards online coaches, and I still do everything you heard me talk about here. So if anything landed, come have a conversation.
I love it. Guys, hope you got some value. Rate us and review us. Send it to a friend that'll get some value out of it. You business owners who aren't taking care of your mental and physical health. I hope this sparks something inside of you, and I hope you get some value from it. We'll see you next time. Guys, let me take a minute to tell you about my buddies over at Lead Hub, Ben and Aaron, the best humans I know. Not only are they amazing at marketing for trade companies, but Ben started his HVAC company in his garage, sold it for multi-million-dollars. So when this guy talks, I listen. When we took over Dietz Mechanical, we had 22 reviews in 22 years. In 7 short months, we went from 22 reviews to 107. We went from a 4.2 to a 4.7. We tripled our Facebook presence and we tripled our calls. If you're an HVAC, plumbing, electric, landscaping company, and you're looking for a no BS approach to marketing, you're looking for people who have done it before, you got to go to leadhub.net